Hello everybody, Darren here, and welcome back to episode 3 of my Sweet Transit Let's Play. Now in the last episode, I worked towards growing the town of Swords to have over 2,000 population, but the cracks are beginning to appear in my closed loop network as we've now piled 17 trains onto it, and the problems are beginning to mount up. So today, we're going to be building an all-new network with junctions and intersections, and attempting to boost our population higher as we look to fulfill all of their needs. So at the end of the last episode, we were kind of left with this, a closed loop network where all of the trains are traveling clockwise, and we've got 17 trains on the network, causing a little bit of a traffic jam, a little bit of a problem, and there's plenty of inefficiencies, not just in this single track network, but also in the fact that a lot of my signals are in the wrong place and things like that. But I've taken the time between episodes to finally learn and understand the game much better. Granted, I'm no expert, but I'm definitely understanding signals and train logistics way better than I am. Now, I think this game is really challenging in that department, actually, because as you're about to see, it's going to get so complicated with having to deliver wood, stone, bricks, and all of that stuff as they get consumed over time. So you not only have to be delivering things to the right place, you got to deliver them fast, on time, with many trains, not just like, you know, a couple every now and then is fine. You're going to have to really be constantly feeding your warehouse with construction material and things like that. We're going to have multiple stations in just one town. We're going to have multiple towns. It's so complicated, really, at least for me, you know, and I like to think I'm pretty on top of things when it comes to a game like Anno, but when it comes to laying all the travel paths yourself manually, it becomes, and moving people around to all of their various workplaces, God, it is difficult. Alright, so, I've learned a lot, like I said in between episodes. I really wanted to take the time to learn and understand what I was missing, and thank you for the comments of people who are pointing out a few inefficiencies and helping me out as well. I do appreciate it. Like I said, I did advise people to do that. So, I thought I would just quickly take a moment to share what I've kind of learned personally, right? So, we're going to be upgrading this rail network to a standard 2-lane network. So, we're going to have a let's just call it a railway going forward and a railway going backwards, running parallel to each other. And then of course we're going to come across areas where we're going to have some sort of junction, a T-junction, or we could have a full-on, what would that be, a cross junction? I don't know what you call that, but you know, a proper 4-lane junction. So in trying to learn the game, I actually just built everything manually. There are blueprints, as I've mentioned before, which probably we're going to start using because they're basically the most efficient way to do it, and I'll teach you how I came to that kind of conclusion, even though I'm sure a lot of you are probably aware of it already. But just to get everyone on the same page. So I had this standard kind of 4 lanes right here, right, that we want to join each other on some sort of T-junction. So when I was designing things out, I was like, okay, if we want to take a left turn, let's say that, just to keep things clear, this is our left, this is our forward, and that's our back, right? So this one's going this way, this one's going this way. It's pretty straightforward. So we'll join up here if we want to take a left turn at this junction. Pretty standard little left turn. If we want to take a right turn, we'll just do that. Pretty nice looking, pretty good. If this guy is coming out this way and he wants to take a left turn, pretty easy, same sort of situation. And then if he wants to go straight, he just goes straight. That's already done for us. If this guy wants to take a right turn, you'll have to do it somewhere like around here. Sorry, we're aiming the wrong way. Or we can make it look nicer and do it like this. And there we go. So there we go. We've got this. Everyone has a way out, right? Everyone can go left, he can go right, this guy can go his left, his right, this guy can go his left, his right. Or straight ahead, if you know what I mean. So I was like, cool, making progress, looks good. Now let's do the hard part, the signals. So I'll signal just every little gap here, just so that we can lock it all down, and then show you what I've kind of learned with this system. So if that's our left side, this will be left, right, left, right, there we go. Something like that, yeah? So this is going left. It's going left. I don't know why I keep saying left. Really, let's just call this forward. Forward. It's so difficult with an isometric grid. I don't really know how to say it, because I guess really what you want to say is this guy's going northwest, yeah. This guy's going southwest. This one's going southeast. That's probably the best way to describe it when we're on a isometric plane. Anyway, you get the idea. There is a problem with this junction though that I learned. So I was using this for a while. And I was like, yeah, this will work. I can confidently build a network like this and have lots of T-junctions. This will be fine. But I realized after watching the trains for just a little bit, even though I didn't really have much of an issue with it at the time, I realized that what this means is only one train can ever enter the central, you know, everything that's covered with a yellow tile right now. And that's because it's all one block, right? So no matter what, if a train just wants to go left and another one wants to just go straight, and they're never gonna, they could never crash, you know, they're not gonna have a problem with each other. they won't do it. One will stop and one will go through, and then the other will go through. And that's fine. They'll do their things and they won't hit each other. But you're slowing down unnecessarily, right? So what you'd have to do to beat that problem... Oh, by the way, it would need to be a chain signal here, a chain signal there, and a chain signal there. And that way they're looking at the block in front of it, making sure that they can get out. A chain signal just basically says, what's the block in front of me doing? Not just the immediate block, but the one in front of that one. So it's almost like 2 blocks ahead. That's why it's a chain. I think that's basically what it is, right? So it's going to check that this is okay and that I can come out and be just fine. So that's basically what the chain signal is doing. So you don't need it on the way out, because that'll just have regular signals that'll deal with that for you. So in fact, these could be regular. Yeah. All right. So anyway, so that'll work, like I said, but it's just not that efficient because only one train is ever going to enter that junction at a time. So if you've got a lot of traffic and you know that a lot are going down along this road or this rail, and you want taking left turns, here, we should be able to have 3 trains on this at any time if we wanted to, but we can't. So the way to do that would be to create gaps. Let's just build another one here really quickly, and then we'll just probably use the blueprint from here on out. But I just wanted to illustrate that I at least understand it, and this understanding has now led to me being able to, hopefully when we're creating our own sort of junctions leading into stations and things like that, I'll have a better understanding of what these signals do. So doing it myself really did help. But ultimately, you could just use these, and we're probably going to use them in future because they are ultimately the most efficient way to do it. So there's really no mistake in those. So yeah, so if we have a situation here where we want to take that left turn I think is fine. I've never really done this properly myself, this one. I just know that mine isn't terribly efficient, but we need to create gaps. So to create gaps, you'd have to start just a little earlier and have kind of tracks that are bent a little offset. Kind of like that. So now we've got this gap in the center. And then for this one, something like that. I mean, you could tighten it up a bit, but that's the general idea. Just create gaps so that you can put down signals that will then allow you to say, these are now separate blocks. So we'll just very quickly go over this, but I'm sure everyone gets the idea now, so we'll just get on with it. And you can just signal everything, you know, really quickly. So I've actually made a mistake there, because there should be another gap here that we can mess with, just like I did here. So I guess what you could do is this and this. I have to get rid of the signal as well. All right, so something like that, yeah? So, something like that, where there's just a gap in between. Now it's actually even. I think that's basically it. So yeah, we'll say this one's going forward, that one's going back. Forward, forward. Why? Oh, there we go. That's why. Okay, something like that. I think that would basically be it, and then you add chain signals just where they're needed in before the junctions. The exit points don't need chain signals, the entry points do. So that's the only rule about doing that then. So let's just check. What's their one now? Have I basically copied what they're doing? That's their one. So yeah, the layout is the same. I did it. I did it, Mom. So it would just be where do you need the chain signals? And in fact, by looking at this, it seems like they almost have too many. I'm not sure you need one there. I think that one's enough, because you've got one there. So I feel like this would probably work if you were to get rid of those. But maybe, I'm sure they know better than me, the developers, but that seems to me like that's just as good. Maybe I'm wrong with that. But just now knowing that we understand it, I'll be using this going forward. Now I won't bore you with it, I also did the exact same when it came to these junctions. I created a very close-knit junction that maybe I'll throw a picture up on screen now. When I was playing around, and then I posted it to my Discord, and I was like, I did it, I figured it out, like I feel like a goddamn genius. And then I even improved upon it, because we had a similar situation here where trains weren't going through multiple at a time, and I improved it so they were taking multiple routes at a time, but it still wasn't perfectly efficient. And their one seems to solve that by basically having a gap in the center, so it just has a little bit more room for, it creates this central block, so that I guess I had half done this, if that makes sense. You could go from here to there on the same, and here from here on the same, but you couldn't like do anything more complicated than that. You couldn't go through the middle. Yeah, that's the problem. You couldn't go through the middle at the same time. Whereas actually with this you actually can't. If this is interesting looking at this. I wonder, does this work? It looks to me like on this junction, if a train is coming through the center here, and they just want to go straight out, and this train is coming through the center and they just want to go straight. So just imagine 2 trains just want to go straight. At least from what I'm judging by this, it looks like they'll both one of them will stop and allow the other through, and then keep going through, even though they'd never collide. So maybe that's as good as it gets, but it doesn't seem like that's terribly efficient either. But I suppose if you're going straight, trains are going to be going quite quickly through here. So it's probably not an issue unless they're literally passing at the exact same moment. Anyways, there's your little lesson that I've learned, at least, about junctions and signals and things like that. So let's get to work. We're going to have to now improve this network so that it's using 2 lanes everywhere. So it's going to take a little bit of time, and then we're going to add a second station here, and we're going to make the warehouse way, way bigger. So one of the first things then, let's just go, if we know, we'll just let everything keep flowing for now, and I'll have to just draw these lines out. So I know that this is going to go pretty much up all the way up here, probably to about there, and then we'll turn it. And this one's going to go up to here as well, and then this will need to turn. So I'm just going to lay out the tracks, and then we can just copy and put down these junctions, put our signals down, and it should be pretty quick. So we just need to create routes that lead up to all of these places. In fact, it does seem like we'll probably have to turn off the trains. We do have a lot of construction material, so now's a good time to do it. And actually, one thing I'll be meaning to do is our passenger train, the ST20s. That's what we have rolling out now, I think, or rolling around. Everything in red is an ST20, I think. It would be not. It actually says ST10. Maybe it's not then. I think I actually may have deleted. That's a shame because we won't be able to upgrade these then. But that's okay. We can just send them back home. So send them all home. And then we'll do 2-lane network. So I guess I'll just do that now. And I'll time-lapse it. I'll just speed through it. I'm going to add 2 lanes everywhere leading in and out of all of these stations. So none of the stations are going to change. But all the trains are going to go back to the depot. And I'm going to add 2 lanes everywhere. And then when we're hooking them all up, we'll resume time. And that way we're hopefully not wasting anyone's time. Alright, let's go. Alrighty, so that's basically it for the time-lapse. So now, what we're going to do is build a second station inside of Swords, and then connect everything back up again. So, right now, I've basically hooked up every single production facility that we have to a simple 2-track system that feeds into all of the junctions that we just looked at the beginning of the episode. I've also expanded the warehouse to have 4 lanes, but essentially it's just still going to be, you know, this one's going to be traveling up this way, and this one's going to be coming down that way. It's just to give breathing room for the trains. Probably going to create little bypasses as well, just to get past these areas if you just want to flow through it for whatever reason. But right now, they actually have other ways to go around, so they should only go in there if they're planning on dropping something off, at least right now. So these things may change. One of the things we're going to get started on is actually getting rid of some of these houses and expanding so that we can bring these 2 lanes in. So let's get started. So just get rid of some of these houses here. Sorry, guys. Clear the way, and then may as well just get rid of the station and their signals here as well, and then we can go to this and pull in our rail network to connect up. Now I also have to drop the signals across this entire network. There are signals, of course, at the junctions pre-made for us, but then we'll drop the other signals where we need to. Should be relatively straightforward actually in doing that, because we can just drag and drop them. Now the old town expansion plans were to expand out this way, but that's no longer the plan, so we can get rid of some of the roads here that are kind of blocking us from getting around to where I want to go. We're going to be building the station right here, and it's going to be like the industrial station, as it were, because I don't know, I think that's kind of cool. So we'll have it there. We'll build a platform either side of it. Maybe we can cut this road and add it on a bit later somewhere else. Yeah, because we could always just do something like this, maybe connect it out that way. So that'll be still connected, because we're not looking really for the... Well, I suppose I'm trying to think, like, do we need the passengers that are coming off of this? Not really. This has all the passengers all the way down to here. Although maybe, you know, but ultimately we could just fill this all with industry if we need even more. And then we know that if we want more passengers, maybe we'll build another passenger station out this way, or I don't know, somewhere else. I'm not really too sure. Yeah, I'm kind of two minds about that. But ideally, the idea is that we just keep all of this for passenger trains and everything else goes in this way. And the amount of passenger trains we're going to need is going to be huge. So they should kind of even out to some extent and makes more sense doing this. Okay, so let's just keep going. Let's just clear a bit of this road. Let's extend this. I always get really confused with these. There we go. So the building menu changes depending on what you click, but I really would just rather have a menu with everything. Maybe in just categories. Similar to Anno. You know, it's like, oh, you've got all your buildings on the bottom. Let me just click what I want. I don't know why, but I always forget. And then, like, if I want to build in a town, this doesn't give it to me. This doesn't give it to me. Does this? Kind of. This is industry, but there's no houses. This thing is just grayed out. So you have to click the town, and then it unlocks. And then you can click things for, like, houses, roads, and bridges. It's just a bit odd, I guess. I kind of know why they've done it, because I think you have to focus on the town. Otherwise, you could be building up part of a different town. They could be intersecting or something. You have to know which one you're part of before you just start adding houses. So I get it, but at the same time, kind of would just like the menu to do it. And then maybe you could just say, you're building in swords right now. And let's just highlight what I'm currently building into, you know? Anyway, I don't know. Easier said than done. Anyways, let's continue. So, let's add this down this way. Add this down this way. Bring this down this way. And then we'll just siphon these off. So let's just go something like that. And then these two will just need to connect up. Or not connect up, but just be like closer to each other, touching each other, I guess. And this will be a bridge that goes over there, so that's not a problem. Okay. Even this thing is finicky. I think it's something like this, and then attached to there. Yeah. Cool. Great. Alrighty, we are in business. Yeah, let's just get rid of these roads. They're just going to be in the way. Our railway just needs to connect back out here. So we'll just go... let's bring it straight down to here and see if we can connect that up a bit better. Just to make it look a little bit neater. Oh. Need to bring it out further. Let's bring this one down first. That would make more sense. We have room on the other side, so it should be okay. Oh no, it won't let you, even though it's... Because I guess it's just kind of... Oh yeah. Alright, sorry about this. Let's just grab this one, get rid of that. Right on the edge of the water here. So ultimately we need to just curve it in and down. There we go. Alright, that's pretty weird, but I don't know. I don't know why I can't figure out a better way to do that. Just to keep things moving, let's just leave it. Maybe I'll sort it out later. Again, I find this building again very weird. Like, I know it's trying to predict almost what I'm doing, but you have to put down like another track first in order to be able to join it and have them go parallel. I almost wish you could just have a building mode that like lets me just drag two at the same time. That'd be quite nice. Little quality of life feature. Anyway, we could just lock these into each other. Look, looks alright. Just that bit looks weird. Surely that can be improved. Come on. Come on, Darren, you can do it. And then we'll just build a bridge over it. Now, see, the thing is, you can't build a bridge on a diagonal. It has to be on a straight bit, so we'll see how that goes. So maybe the bridge just needs to be... Yeah, the bridge isn't going to connect over there. Not that it really matters. We could just move this slightly. Select the houses. Yeah, that won't work. But that will. Okay, right. A little painful, but we got there in the end. So, similar thing on the other side, except that we don't have to connect it with bridges. We just need to link these together. So let's just cancel this. Yep. And I suppose cancel this side. Feed them in like so. And I guess I suppose bring that into there. Alright, good. So then we just get rid of these little bits. Okay. So that brings us back to a 2-lane after our 4 platforms. We'll just extend that out that way. We can create a junction somewhere here. Because who knows, we might expand out there one day. Bring this out this way. Rotate the junction around. Slap it back down. Attach this up as well. And there we go, we have our way in to both stations. So we'll call this Swords Industrial. What's your problem? Not enough people to work. Well, we'll solve all that. I don't want to let time play because it'll just consume all of my wood. So the other thing then would be actually creating the platform that gets across like that. Create another one that goes across this way. Platforms out the wazoo. Tilted, something like that. Okay, there we go. There's Swords Industrial. 4 lanes, lots of room. Hopefully, again, another situation like people shouldn't really go through here unless they need to. There's no reason to. They might end up piling through the center of Swords where all the passenger trains are. So maybe we'll make some sort of bypass where they don't have to do that later on. We could just do it now. Create a 3rd lane that they just literally use to just get around. I still feel like, why wouldn't they just take this? They could take that. Could block up the cotton though. Again, all of these industries probably need a little bit of a bypass at some point. Let's just leave it. We'll see how it's all flowing and then we could change it if we need to. So is that done now? The warehouse station has its 4 platforms. The industrial side of things has its 4 platforms. This is all good to go. We need to do the signals, but let's just start rolling trains out and we can do the signals at the same time. So what I'm going to do is sell the old ST10. So now we're going to have better trains. These I'm not actually selling these. I think you have to deploy them and then sell them, which is weird. Can you do it here? No. Yeah, we'll just kick them away. That just deletes them essentially. All right, we'll add train to queue. We've got 300 coal for an ST20 passenger train. We're going to also add on a 5th I call them boxcars, but they're really wagons. That allows us to carry 200 population at once. 34 coal is what it costs. So let's just build that. And now, in future, we can just upgrade. I couldn't upgrade the old ones because I accidentally overwrote the preset. If you get rid of the preset, you can't upgrade it. Or at least, you're supposed to be able to just go upgrade, click even individual trains, but I couldn't find a way to do it. So I've decided just this is the best way we're going to do it. So that's 1. Is that an ST20? It is. So yep, 2, 3. Let's get 3 of them. Let's get 4. And now we're going to make brand new routes to say... So we know that every train can carry 200. So let's go brand new route. We're going to start at Swords, the standard passenger station. First place that I was noticing, this has 40, 40, and 40, and this is 40 and 40. So that's 200 right there. So we'll just send one to potatoes and coal. And then if either of these expand, we know that we have to improve them and deliver more people. So that's going to be potato farm. And then to the coal mine, and then that train's just going to come home. So the route it's going to take, we can follow it. 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to go back up this way, down and around, and come back home. And then it's going to do... Oh, I didn't know it could do that. It's literally going to do a loop and come back up. That's actually kind of cool. Interesting. Yeah, so is that it then? Swap workers. We'll color this yellow now in future. I'll make all my passenger trains kind of a yellowy color, not red. And we'll call this P for passengers to potatoes and coal. So potato and coal. So that's the first route done. We'll send our first train out and let time play. Oh, should we let time play yet? One thing we'll do before that, we can expand the storage here. A building that we got that I never built was actually the small storage facility. So it gives us an extra 200 storable wood, coal, stone, and bricks. Okay, cool. So let's go. So there they are at the bottom. No route. We'll put them on P for passenger, potato to coal, and deploy. Just send the first one out. Now, like I said, I haven't I haven't even connected this yet. That's probably something we need to do. So which way are we going? We're actually going the opposite way that I was describing before because it's American version, I guess. I live in the UK. I'm from Ireland, for those wondering. So we drive on the other side of the road. But that's alright. Let's just do this, and that should be fine. So we'll just create little signals here to say... It needs to be a chain signal, I think. And then, yeah, I might as well just lock that off completely. So anything going in should be a chain, I think. That should work just fine. Off we go in the dead of night, almost. Our first train is back out on this brand new network. Loving life. Alright, so as it goes and does its thing, let's start getting our signals down. So, I suppose at Sword Station... Let's keep it daytime, actually. Where's the platform here? The platform's there. This is definitely going to change and expand. But, for now, we'll just do it this way. So we'll create a signal there. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm always going to do this the wrong way. I got to be very careful with that. So, we're going forward on the right. Just always remember that. So yeah, so let's, I'm just going to temporarily get rid of this signal. Pop this one back down. And then we're going to expand it out so that it goes to 8. So it actually says on the top of the tooltip, tiles between signals 8. 8 should be pretty good for us getting in there. And that'll go all the way to the next exit point. So we'll just delete this one and do the same here. 8. And there we go. Nice and even signals either way. Looking good. Alright, we'll leave it at nighttime now. I actually think the game looks awesome. I saw some people commenting like, oh, the graphics are so bad. Now, obviously, some people are always going to feel that way, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion with that. That's fine. I think this game looks awesome. For a 2D game, although I think it's actually slightly 3D, but they use like this fixed 2D view, and it's obviously meant to be viewed almost as a 2D game. The trains are 3D, from what I understand. I think it looks awesome. I mean, for an indie developer, solo project, I would be so proud if I made a game that looked like this. I think it looks really, really good. And I'm not just saying that like, oh, small developer. I genuinely think, just on the face of it, it's a good-looking game, you know? Like, I think it's a really good-looking game. It's no Anno 1800, but it's still really, as a 2D game, it's almost as good as you can make a 2D game look. Anyways, how are we doing? 200 passengers, there we go. The train is on its way now. It's going to be pulling out, heading up our little network here. We have to have a bend in the road thing here because there's a rock in the way, unfortunately, which meant that I had to do that. I don't know if you can ever dismantle those or get rid of them. It's very annoying. But the station is already in position now, so that's just the way it's going to have to be. So there goes our train, delivering workers to the first place. We'll call this the, I don't know. Yeah, well, just potato and coal, just so I always know exactly what that is. It's on the potato and coal route. Could call it passenger 1, I guess, as well. So there we go. 200 people on the train. And that's just going to go and swap workers. So the second time it comes around, it'll pick up the workers that are tired and then drop the rest. So, yeah, this should work just fine. So let's get our second train out. The second one's going to be doing a similar thing, but the route's going to be... Well, the next thing we need now desperately is wood. So that's potato and coal done. Wood has 5 people making it. It's 40 in each place. Oh god, these guys have never gotten picked up. They're desperate. So yeah, let's just go there. So let's go roots. Another one. We're going to go, I guess give it a new name. P sawmill. And they're only going to go to the sawmill. So from swords again to the sawmill. And that's it. And then just come home. So previously what I had done, I had like 5 trains delivering people between all the different places. Going where you need to go more directly seems like probably the better thing to do. So we'll see how that works. Let's go with the color of yellow again, because we know that they're all going to be doing kind of the same thing. P sawmill. Cool. Let's add on one of our new bigger trains. And we'll send that out. Alright, we'll keep it morning time at least. So there goes our second train back out. We want to restore the economy, as it were. So they should be fine at doing that. They're going to go, obviously, to swords first to pick up people. So the next thing, yeah, we just have to keep adding signals everywhere. So I did the signals here. There's some signals going that way. So let's just do the same thing again. I'll just cut the signal here. And I'll cut the signal here. Let time play. We'll just go to 8. Hopefully that works out okay for us. Go to 8. That should work out okay as well. They're just going to have to do that multiple times. This one's actually probably... maybe you could have room in the middle. Depends how long the trains are, actually, grid-wise. I'm just going with 8 because I feel like that's probably a good number, but I actually don't know. This should be okay to keep that area clear. Same with this place, just the midpoint. Okay. This one could definitely have a couple. So let's go get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yeah, it actually created about 3. And then we'll just get rid of the one that creates a bit too small of a junction. Or a stopping point. Same on that side. Alright, cool. Should be much more efficient anyway. Time is playing. Our second train is out. It's picking people up right now. Population is going to start falling a little bit as they don't have their wood. They're not getting their potatoes anymore. So that's going to be the next priority. We have people working potatoes. We just need to go pick them up. So let's get the next train out. So what did we have? We had food delivery. So they're going to the potato farm and then back to swords. Pretty straightforward. We shouldn't have to really do anything with this. They're actually going to go... The train's going to go up, pick up things, and then come back around this way, down and out. I mean, I guess that's fine. You could go... Maybe we could make a left turn here and loop back around. That might be nice. So I might add to that in a bit. Maybe make a little to-do on that. But yeah, so you could just start getting the ball rolling now. No trains are on that route. Food delivery. So this was a food delivery one. Off you go. We're probably going to need 2 of them out. So let's send both. Alright, off they go. They're going different ways. Why the hell would that be? They're on the same job. But they've chosen different routes to get there. I wonder if that's because they knew the traffic was blocked or whatever. That's kind of interesting. I guess this is all that hasn't been signaled yet, so I guess that probably is what's happening. Here we go. This is the money shot right here. Oh yeah. Junctions. Alright, good. Alright, so I'm going all the way on the left, all the way on around, because it's just the best way to remembering what I've done. So let's just get rid of this signal, and let's get rid of that signal. And then we'll just do this. So times 8. Alright, cool. Let time play again. Cut that one off. Yep, that's good. All good. Okay, let's keep going around. We could do the middle point of this one so we know that this is the inside, this is the outside. So another little mini issue with this whole build, really, is that, so far, is that there's no real places for them to turn around. There are these areas, which I guess they can actually turn around on, which is nice. But something like the sawmill would be good to have another place where they can just loop around it or ignore it, because the sawmill is going to be so busy. I'm definitely going to have multiple, what's it called? Platforms. More platforms in here and more ways to get in and out, because the sawmill is just going to be so busy all the time. So again, left side, just delete that initial signal and we'll start working on that. Our trains are getting stalled because there's not enough signals down yet, so let's just do that. This one needs this one here. I like the music. Alright, good. Alright, so that's all signaled around. Trains are flowing again. Food should be rolling. What do we have on this? We're loaded up. 200 potatoes. Nothing on this train. Well, that's embarrassing. Why not? Don't know. There should have been enough here, but they must not have stopped, maybe because of the signals. So they should stop next time. Are you still... Did you even go there? Yeah, apparently they did, but they didn't do anything. Have I made a mistake? No, not really. Oh, I guess one thing is that... No, not really. Yeah, you can still stop on the platform. Did they have to have a signal at the front of the platform? I actually don't know. I guess there's no harm in doing that. Just in case. Just before they come in. Probably would make more sense for them, I suppose. And then once they're in there, that's just one block. Yeah, so that's like the platform block, I guess. See, the problem with this is, though, they could end up blocking the junction if they're stopping here. That's kind of why I wanted it pushed up. So let's just risk it a bit. Let's just push that up a little bit. How long is that train? See, that's the length of our train, really. So we need it at least there to keep that junction free. So I think there is a safe spot to have it. So hopefully it does okay. How's it going? So wood is being picked up and stuff, is it? Do we have that rolled out yet? No, we've got food. Still don't have the wood thing going yet. But let's just keep signaling, and then we'll send more trains out before we clog up everything. So this is going forward, it's going backwards. Remember, I'm just going from the... Yep, that's correct. Okay, cool. So it's going to be times 8. 8 signals that way. We'll just put one for each entry point as well, just to see if that helps. And on the exit points also. Okay, but it keeps it even otherwise. And then here, just the it's not the last one, I guess, but the last big one for a while. Yeah, cool. It does that until it hits another signal anyway, so we shouldn't be overlapping or cutting through these. All right, good. So let's have a little zoom out. Let's speed up time and just see how are the trains going. They're doing their little loop down there. The food trains are going. Our one passenger train is moving. Don't I have another passenger train? Let's see. We have the potato and coal, the other to the sawmill. There it is. Yep, sorry, I just couldn't see it for a second. So that is delivering people to the sawmill. The sawmill's working. It has people. 39 out of 39. Very specific. I thought it was 40. Yeah, weird. I don't know why that is. But okay. So in that case, let's start getting our construction delivery going again. So construction is just going to go to swords and the warehouse. Ah, no, that's... We need the wood one. There we go. Sawmill to the warehouse station. Yep, let's get that running now. That should be good to go. Doesn't need any other changes. So we'll send out... It was on wood. Deploy that. Deploy that. Out you go. All of them can just get rolling again. So that's 4 more trains to the network. And they're just all picking up here. Remember, like I said, this needs more platforms because it is just going to be slowed down a lot by doing this. And then they're going to find their route to the warehouse. Now, we haven't signaled the warehouse, so things are a little messy down there. But let's just get cracking on that. I suppose what I could also do is just do this. 8. And then just cut that one off. Okay. Alright, so did I ever signal this? No, so let's just do that very quickly. So, in, this needs to be a chain. This one needs to be out. This doesn't need to be there. Okay, so that's that done. So, again, that doesn't need to be there, and this needs to be a chain. And that should be that for the warehouse section done. So again, there's so much signaling, but we're almost done, I think. We've done most of the place. Okay, so that's 8 that way, and then 8 that way. Keeping nice and even. Alright, we'll just slow time back down a bit. They should hopefully get fixed. We're starting to pile up wood. Good. The plan is working. It's slow, but it's working. So yeah, so the trains are flowing now a bit more freely. So let's just start signaling the last little bits. So we just go all the way up to 8. We'll go up here, go all the way down to 8. But this should free us up for a nice expansion in the next episode anyway, which is, you know, maybe we'll start looking into the next town. But ultimately, 3,500 laborers. We also have to produce 300 clothes per minute. I think we're currently making like 120 when our buildings get their cotton. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, we're almost done. It's just Swords Station now needs... Swords Industrial needs its kind of stuff. So this is the right side. In. Okay, just like that. And then we just chain the ones that need to be chained. So you're a chain, and you're a chain. And you don't need to exist. And neither do you. Alrighty, letting time play again. We haven't actually sent anything to the industrial station just yet. That's not going to work. Here we go. Okay. And we need 8 down this way. There's only then a few more to go. It'll be the cotton, I think, that'll need it. Oh, it won't do this actually because of the thing there. I thought it was just stuck on an infinite loop for a second. That would be funny. Alright, there we go. That's Sword Station. We just need to connect it up this way. Boom, boom. And then we'll just survey everything and see, like, have we forgotten anything. I know that the cotton area needs its signal, so does the quarry. But other than that, I think we are... You can see dotted lines everywhere, actually. So there's no dots in here, so we have to signal this. So I'll just do this more manually. It'll be a bit quicker that way, I think. Something like that. Something like this. We'll just make it on the opposite ends. Again, in the middle point. That's probably fine for them. Middle point's probably fine for them. They're fine. Alright. God, so much signaling. I can't get over how much there is. Alright. This line now for the quarry. So we'll just have a... Which way are we going? This way? Okay, something like that. This could probably do with having more. Alright, so many blocks. I think, is that it? Could that actually be it? This is the last bit here, I think. Which they're going to be loving, because it's a nice little cut through for them. For multiple trains to take at the same time. It's interesting to see that on the fly they decide, oh, this is busy, so I'm going to go a different way. Rather than wait, you know? It's like they actually judge the length of the journey. At the time it takes dynamically. It's not like it's preset. It's kind of interesting. I wonder if a place is really congested and you've got like overflow, will it dynamically know then? Like, oh yeah, I could take this other route. It's a bit longer, usually, but because this place is congested right now, this will make more sense for me now. Is it like every like few tiles does it always read, or maybe every signal it passes it judges whether or not... Damn, I keep doing that the wrong way. It's this way. Alright, there we go. I think that's it. Now, we'll just roll out all the trains, watch the economy hopefully build and not collapse. So, the other really important ones are the coal deliveries. So, these ones here, coal resupply. So, coal resupply route, just to check on it really quickly before we do it. Coal resupply, inactive at the moment. Trains actually start slowing down. I didn't even think of that. We're going to the coal mine, which is number 1. Then we're going to the warehouse, number 2. And then we're storing some excess at Swords. But we also now have the Swords Industrial, because some trains are only going to pass there. So that's what we could do there. So if we make the Industrial number 1. So 1 all the way up to 2, to 3, to 4. And then it'll go up and around. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to do that. I guess just loop. A lot of things are looping down here. We need to make more loops for people to get out. Yeah, Sword Station, then number 4. And the way that's going to... Okay, well, just leave it. See how it all goes. We can change things if we need to. Yeah, so deploy, deploy, deploy. There goes the coal. Okay, good. So everything's flowing out. We'll have to just watch to see, has all this effort been worth it, or am I getting just equally amounts of slowdown? But I think with another station and everything, it should be worth it. So they should be picking up their coal now. Let's just check on them. There's a train doing it right now. 200 in the bag. Looking good. People are working there, no problems. Well, there is problems. There's 6 problems. Excuse me, not enough workers and some efficiency is low. We'll solve all that. I think really all we have to do now is just send them back out where they need to go. So the cotton import. We're not delivering people to cotton actually at the moment. Workers, that can go away. So passengers to potato and coal, passengers to sawmill. We need another passenger route then. So what's left? It's the cotton and the quarry. So let's go select destination. We'll go quarry first, I guess. We'll go cotton second. Actually, we could do it the other way around. And then swords as well. Swords station here. So swords to the cotton, to the quarry, and then back home. And it'll just have the one train on it. We'll call it P. Cotton and quarry. And that's actually going to be one less train than we had doing this before, but it should be more people being delivered. I guess there's an extra carriage in each train, which helps as well. Alright, cool. So let's roll that out. We have another one down here. We'll call that this one, Cotton and Quarry. Send it out. We can actually change the color of that. It needs to be yellow. all our passenger trains are yellow, just so we can keep an eye on them. And there it goes. So train 11. Let's just see. Yeah, it didn't actually pick anyone up. We might be experiencing a shortfall, are we? The station actually tells you there's 400 people waiting to be picked up here. We're ready and available. So I'm not sure why they weren't on it. If we click all... Oh, it's picking up the people that are too tired first. Okay, that's fair enough. I thought it would just do a swap. Anyway, they're unloading. 200 people are on it now. It's heading back out. Where are we? There we are. Oh, sorry, this is the sawmill. I'm on the wrong one. Can't click all on this for some reason. Let's just keep an eye on it, see where it's going to go. Load at the quarry, unload at swords. Is this the wrong type of train? What is this? I'm really confused. Is this a passenger train? Like, it's definitely a passenger train. Oh, maybe the thing... Oh, right. That's why. It's not actually doing the action for swapping workers. There you go. I thought it just automatically did it when it knew the train type, but I guess I did it before. I don't know. I obviously just did it the wrong way. But yeah. So this should get it and work just fine then. We'll just follow it around one more time. So there we go. Picking up your people, right? 200. Off we go. And there we go. They should be working the cotton. No big deal. Great. Alright, so what's left? We have the construction cotton import and the raw materials import. So those are going to go into the industrial sections. These are the things we're bringing into swords in order to actually refine and make something out of. So how's the food situation, by the way? Potatoes is gaining maybe a little low for where it should be. It looks like we ran out according to this graph. We should be making enough, but it might not be enough trains on it. There's the 2 food trains that are out there doing it. But like I said, maybe we'll make that cut through. That should make it way quicker for them to get in and out with their potatoes. Yeah, they just dropped some off now, didn't they? Yeah, it's 132 there now. Okay. Fish is a bit low as well. We need another fishery. So we'll just click this, press B. That didn't work. That's supposed to work. Fishing dock. There we go. Another storage facility right there and a road that just connects them up. And that should be enough fish. The production now is 120, the consumption is 108, so that's enough for them to start storing up. Okay, so last thing we'll do is just going to get the last few things going. So we have the cotton import coal as another coal resupply. Oh, we can keep an eye on. Yeah, let's just send it out. Why not? If we see that there's too much or too many, we can get rid of it. The cotton import. Let's send that out as well. Let's have a look at cotton import. That train is now going. It's just going from the cotton farm to Sword Station, but we want it to go to Swords Industrial instead. So let's cut out Sword Station. So we'll be using the back railway. The construction one is going to be picking up the raw stone and bringing it back to be refined. So construction, that's loading at Sword Station. Let's just cut that off. Oh yeah, it's picking up the refined stone. Sorry, it's not raw materials. No, I want you to go to the industrial, thank you. Okay, that's that one done. And then the last one will be the raw material. We'll deploy that train as well. So raw materials, the quarry. Loading at the quarry, and then bring it to the industrial station. So what's your deal? Uh-oh. Looks like we got a problem. It's only a problem for the way this is a bit too close to the signals, right? Because this is now still blocking some signals. The train's too long for how close we have this. So to be a little bit of a cheat, I'm just going to send this to the depot and send it back out. But that just lets me know that this needs to be just moved down a bit. That's really the only problem with it. It's just a bit too close to that junction for the length of trains. So what is this? Train 14 on the construction route. Send it back to the depot. Yeah, it's actually a bit of an issue, isn't it? Okay, we can send it out now. You have to wait for the specific time. But once it's out, it's good. Then we're fine. But yeah, it's just a bit too close. I have to move it at some point. We need materials to build it, and I don't have any stone. Oh, you might be able to build it with just... Anyway, I'll do that at some other point. So let's just check on things. It's going to be the end now, but it should be everything being delivered. Trains pulling into the station. Look at this. How good is that? Using 2 platforms. cutting down, hopefully, on traffic. I don't really see anything getting jammed. Anything stopping at all. The resources are flooding back up. Looking good. Money is good. Let's see the population of the town. 2,600. Seems good to me. They need more clothes, actually. So the clothes rate is currently 120. The consumption is 108. So yeah, we just need a couple more of these. And then we're going to need more cotton. There we go. That should be good enough for a little while to give them the clothes that they need. So that's going to be... production is 150, consumption is 108. But then these things, making all these clothes, they require 40 workers here. They also require 15 cotton per minute. So that's 30, 60, 75 cotton per minute. How much are we making? We're making 40 per minute, so obviously we need another one of these, and then people have to be brought here. But people are being brought here, so we could just expand that now, and that maybe be the last thing we do today. Okay. And then we've all this cotton storage here as well. So how much have we got here? Up to 500 we can store. So the next time people get delivered, that should mean that we're making enough cotton for the demand that's coming from the town. So it's going to be really difficult. We got to produce 300 clothes per minute. And what is it for each thing? We make 30 per minute, so we need 10 of these buildings. And the amount of workforce and stuff needed for that, it's getting kind of crazy. So this is where I think the game really wants you to make a new town. We've just unlocked a bakery as well. 3,500 gives us our wheat farm, wheat field, wheat storage, and a bakery, and that allows us to actually level up buildings, and then because we'll get them their bread for the first time. That should be fun. So yeah, looking good, right? I think things are coming along quite nicely. It was a necessary rework, but things are flowing now much better. Everything makes a lot more sense. Now it's going to be a bit more about the logistics of constantly flooding this place with everything it needs, you know? But I think we're definitely moving people around in a lot more of an efficient way. So I think we're doing all right. We need to just add more and more people to these various things, and then just make sure that our trains are able to handle the amount of passengers that are being delivered. So if I just slow down back down just to be a bit normal. Yeah, we've got the 2 lanes of traffic here. It's mostly passengers, but we do see food are coming through here just literally to get through, right? They don't have to actually pick stuff up here, do they? If they do, they should definitely go to the industrial. Food delivery. Oh, it is sword station. Let's go to industrial, because more platforms makes more sense. So let's just get rid of that one. So now these green trains are going through here. More platforms, makes more sense. Hopefully you don't have to cut through here as much. The coal ones are blue, so they come in and drop off their coal just to make sure all the trains are resupplying, which they are. And then the yellow trains are the passenger trains, so they're coming in here constantly. So the only things I really want to see in here, if I could have my way, would be passenger trains and the coal trains. And you can actually create a signal that would make that be a guarantee, right? We can have the requirement signal, but it would be really awkward. We'd have to place it somewhere like in here on top of like a chain signal or something. But you click it and then you say like length, speed, destination. So if your destination, you know, it's almost, I almost want to be able to say, if your destination isn't this place, don't come in here. But yeah, you can mess around with that a bit more, but I'll leave it for now. They can come through for now until we create either bypasses or give them a better way of getting around, or a signal that says just don't go that way. Obviously you can't put the signal there, because by the time they've made that turn it's too late, right? It would have to be somewhere before they make the turn. But yeah, looking good. We've maxed out we've got all that money back. I think I spent 150,000 on rails, so it's quite a lot. And then soon we'll be making the clay. I think bricks are needed to make bakeries, I think. And we've also expanded storage. We could expand that even a little bit more down here. But then there's an upkeep of 2 stone, so you got to be watching out for that. But that allows us to store much more wood in here and have a much greater, what's the word? Kind of reserve, I guess, of resources. So there we go. Looking good. I did it, Mom. Episode 3, in the bag. Alright, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for the comments. Sorry I didn't actually do daily at all. I did 2 episodes, and then I went like 3 or 4 days without one, because I was like, I need to figure out how to play this game. But this will probably be a mini-series, but I want to keep going just so we can actually get more improved housing and then build it up a bit more. And then that'll probably be it as a bit of a mini-series. And then maybe in the future, when the game comes out of early access, we'll come back to it and have a look at new buildings and stuff like that. But I'm very happy that at least I've understood this. I'm also playing Satisfactory, and this will give me an understanding of signals, I think, at least for that game. So that should be good. Not a massive fan of them doing their loop. Also, this train just came up. What did it just do to do that? That seemed a bit weird. Oh yeah, it comes up on the right side and went around. That's really the best way you have of getting to taking a left turn. It's going around and blocking everyone else. I don't know, man. Seems like we could do that a bit more efficiently. I might try and design my own one in the future. Actually, I just realized if I just tab out really quickly, I can show you the one I did design because I have the blueprint saved. So I've copy and pasted it. If we hit this and press Control V, there it is. That's the one I made. And you can tell it's the one I made because it comes in on the left. So yeah, it's really similar to actually what they've done. Pretty similar, but they've got this little square in the center and I don't. All my trains go through. And if you want to take a left, you can take a left without bothering anyone. You just can't go through the center without stopping. You know what? I think mine might be better. I think mine might be better. Because ultimately, they can't go through the center either without stopping everyone. So what's the big difference? At least mine could take a left turn without bothering anybody else. Anyway. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you want to support the channel directly, you can click the join button to become a channel member. Doing so will get your name in the credits, as well as loyalty badges and emotes to use in the comments. You'll also get exclusive access to my Discord, where there's dedicated channels for each series I'm doing, and it's a great place just to meet others and make some friends.